Mr. President, I am so proud to be here to support the nomination of Judge Paul Grimm, a stellar Marylander, an outstanding legal mind, and nominated to serve on the District Court of Maryland. Senator Cardin and I recommended Judge Grimm to President Obama with the utmost confidence in his abilities, talent, and competence for the job. And the ABA agreed with us and gave him the highest rating of unanimously qualified. I'd like to thank Senators Reid and McConnell for breaking the logjam so that we could bring this to everyone's attention, and commend Senator Leahy for the swift movement through the committee process. I've had the opportunity to recommend several judicial nominees and take my advice and consent responsibility very seriously. I have 4 criteria. My nominee must have absolute integrity, judicial competence and temperament, a commitment to core constitutional principles, and I ask for a civic engagement in Maryland so they're familiar with the life and times of the people that they will adjudicate over. I mention these standards because often I mention these standards often because I mean it. Judge Grimm does exactly that. He brings the right, hardworking values to the bench and the necessary experience, sharpening his legal skills for many years as a litigator, a judge advocate general lawyer, a JAG officer, and an indispensable asset to the District Court of Maryland as a Chief Magistrate Judge. Judge Grimm knows what it means to be of service to the legal profession, to Maryland, and to the country. He is a public servant first and foremost. His father was in the military, and he started very early prosecuting court-martials while attending law school on an ROT scholarship. He served as in the JAG Corps for 3 years, beginning at Aberdeen Proving Ground and later at the Pentagon. But it didn't end there. Judge Grimm went on to serve as a reserve JAG officer for 22 years, retiring as a decorated lieutenant colonel. His life and resume are a clear display of civic engagement. A member of various bar associations in Maryland, professional organizations, and at the same time, he was a Boy Scout leader and also helped young students in high school learn how to do a mock court. Let's go, though, to his being a good lawyer. Judge Grimm is known as a trailblazer in the Maryland community. He's well respected not only for his extensive and erudite writings and teachings, but his commitment to the improvement of the practice of law and the administration of justice. He spent his entire legal career in Maryland, and he's absolutely prepared for service on the court and for the court. He's already served 16 years as a magistrate judge in the District Court of Maryland, and of those 6, and of the last 6 years, he's been the chief magistrate. Prior to taking the bench, he was 13 years as a litigator in a private practice, handling primarily civil cases. He was an assistant attorney general for Maryland and a prosecutor in Baltimore County. Also, as you can see, his experience and service are unparalleled. Most recently, he served on the Advisory Committee for the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure since 2009 and was later designated as the chair of the Discovery Subcommittee. He's been honored by the ABA, the Maryland Daily Record, which is the kind of legal paper in Maryland, and he's been twice recognized by the University of Maryland Law School. By every indices of what makes a great judge, absolute integrity, judicial temperament, legal experience, well regarded by peers and all who appear before him. I think this is just a nominee that we want to maintain our constitutional imperative of an independent judiciary in which our judges come with the best background and the best values. It is critical that we have judges to be able to do that, and I hope that my colleagues join me in voting for Judge Paul Grimm, and I also hope that with the other 19 nominees on the calendar, many of whom have been voice voted through the committee, we also confirm those before this lame duck. Mr. President, I have completed my presentation on the outstanding qualifications of Judge Paul Grimm. I now yield the floor and note the absence of a quorum.